Hi, welcome to your solar eclipse reading. I thought I'd do a special mini reading just for today. So, yeah, welcome. Hope you guys are enjoying the eclipse day. It was cloudy here. I didn't get to see it, but I was excited and it looked really cool on TV. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let's see what sort of special energies there are for. This is the moon. um, so, yeah, let's see what sort of special energies there are for today. A lot of lunar energy coming through, I guess, which makes sense. So, especially if you are a water sign, I'd pay attention, especially Cancerian energies, which is ruled by the moon. So, people of that influence will probably feel it more so. I want to say, especially if you're a Cancer rising, because your true lunar child is what they say. Your whole chart is determined by the moon. So, yeah, must be an interesting day for you guys out there. Let's see, what else? The moon is number 18 in the major arcana, so it can just, again, if it's not referring to today, it just talks about illuminating things in the dark, bringing some illumination to a situation, being on a lookout, I want to say. I don't know, just sort of ready for anything. Trying to make your way through the dark and not being able to see, and shadows around you are a little bit mischievous, that kind of vibe picking up. So just having your wits about you, I guess. Yeah, cycles, rhythm, moon, bringing something to light. Happiness. 9 of Cups. So this is your genie in the bottle. Wish card, wishes being granted. Well, careful what you wish for, but basically this is feeling satisfied, feeling like what you've been working for, wanting, hoping for is coming through. It could be a small way, but could be some sort of big, grand gesture too, and must be an exciting day. I feel like people are pretty I don't know, emotionally feeling a little overwhelmed or amazed. Listening to some people's interviews today that were watching the eclipse, everyone just seemed to have a to feel very connected to the universe, or that's a few people said. So that's cool. Let's see. The 9 of Cups, though, again, could be talking about the 9th house or another water sign, water influence. Maybe setting intentions or making a wish tonight or something, since it is the solar eclipse, and see what maybe there's extra power behind tonight's lunar energy. Who knows? So let's see, what else? Highest and greatest good. Oh, and always use your own logic, intuition, discernment, judgment when making decisions, and hopefully this will just clarify or be fun, entertaining, bring some information or understanding to a situation for you, or maybe bring some inspiration. Let's see, what else? 10 of Swords. But I feel like this is like swords falling out of your back. I did change this 10 of Swords video in my playlist, which again you can always reference as further visual clues and cue for these cards. So to Radiohead, I changed it to Radiohead because you can see it's in the Art of Life Tarot, but the 10 of Swords, it's a bald guy in a blue background, and I forget who it's by, but you can actually see that in the video. And he's wearing a jersey with 10 on it. It just kind of, these things sort of happen all the time, work out that way. So it's cool. The 10 of Swords, though, it's being at the end of something and the very beginning of something new. I mean, we are at a new moon. So, besides solar eclipse, it is a new moon, so it's all about setting intentions and kind of focusing in your energies and your energy on what it is that you really want, and picturing what it is, how that would make you feel. Really trying to experience that feeling as if it's already happened, as if that wish, Nine of Cups, the wish has already happened, that you're experiencing it, so that it's real, and then it becomes real. So setting intentions with the new moon, finishing up anything that's, old or whatever that's been on your mind, so that you can have that sort of new, fresh start and not have anything bogging you down. Let's see. It's also 10, reduces down to 1, so it's a tweener. And it has to do with your thoughts. Thoughts and emotions. Let's see what else. The Hangman. Number 12, Major Arcana, so taking a break, taking a rest, taking a time out, getting creative in that time out too, listening to music, stretching, just doing things that are good for you. Sometimes I think of yoga with this card, but it's 12, reduced down to 3, so again, that is creativity, and so maybe within this little break, time out, even if it's 15 minutes, trying to see what sorts of new ideas, or I just want to say, like, maybe going to, I don't know where this came from, but like sometimes it's so fun and inspiring to go to like a craft store, or like any sort of art supply store. You get, really inspired and want to like just make things, or at least I do. So maybe that would be like a fun break if you're at work and you could like, lunch break and something like that. Well, it's already 4 o'clock, so maybe after work. But just, wandering through a art supply store, getting inspired, something like whatever is inspiring to you, taking a break, getting your inspiration mojo back. This is the Prince of Swords. So again, there might be some overlap in some of the videos with lyrics and things like that that might bring you further clarity or clues, signs, things like that. But this is someone who, again, like, has this information that they want to share. Depending on who it is and what the information is, it can be like a good or bad thing. This is someone in their 20s, 30s, and if it's not a person, just someone who's embodying that energy, like a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, and someone with just a lot on their mind, and they want to share their thoughts, and they speak quickly. I think of Swords as someone who, like, lots to say. Fast too. So maybe it's being a little bit careful if you do tend to be emotionally influenced by the moon and by things of that nature. Being careful with what you say. Not letting something I want to say slip. Maybe you're trying to keep a secret or something. This is the Prince of Swords. Someone who just rushes in with the truth, though. Hopefully the truth. And it's not always necessarily the truth, what they think is the truth. So, I feel like just sort of taking your time, taking a break, taking a time out, so you don't say something that you don't mean. Because again, with that, like, careful what you wish for. If you aren't specific kind of thing, you might get what you ask, but, in a way that isn't what you're hoping for. So, just being very specific and to the point. Let's see, what else do, like, not leaving any room for misunderstandings, miscommunications, misinterpretations, that kind of thing. Just being very clear in your speech. Meditation too, maybe a little bit. If you are, working on something, or maybe making a phone call or something that's important to you, that has to do with communication. We have 2 sword cards now, so sometimes I feel like meditation prior to that, just kind of clearing your head, getting on a good wavelength tone note, where you feel comfortable and centered and things like that, kind of like yoga, meditation prior to anything like that. So, let's see. What else do people need to know for the solar eclipse today? What's happening? Okay. This is 2 swords, another swords card. So a lot of speech communication coming through, finding the clear way through. This is peace, though, to moon in Libra. So again, this is kind of like having to make a decision or a choice at our crossroads and trying to see the clear way through, trying to see where both points meet, or 2 options meet, and see maybe the other person's perspective or the other, look at things from both ways. I just feel like there's, like, your thoughts and your words today have a lot of energy and a lot of power behind them for some reason. So making sure that, again, you say what you want to say, and you're kind of like clear, honest, straight up, truthful. And if you don't know, which way to go in a situation, I think it's just saying to, again, just be truthful and say you don't know. To just find your way through. Sometimes this can mean like defensive, also like losing your defenses, just depending on how you feel, if you've had your guard up, that kind of thing, maybe trying to lower your defenses, but this is also relying on your senses beyond eyesight. Usually there's someone blindfolded in this card and they have arms crossed, and they're having to rely on what they hear around them and their other instincts in order to defend themselves. So maybe you feel a bit defensive and you just need to like take a break, take time out, especially maybe defensive through this Prince of Swords, because like whenever I've had like a quarrel or something like that, this card's come through from the other person's perspective that just kind of attacks, like doesn't really think, doesn't look at things from the other person's perspective, just sees things how they see it and have ideas in their head already, and they just go for it. They just rush in, and they're usually wrong, because they haven't really seen the whole picture. And then they have to backtrack and apologize for what they've said. So being careful about that kind of thing, like really taking your time and trying to understand that no one's in the same position, no one's in the same stage in life, that kind of thing. They were all coming from different places, and we have different feelings about situations, so just maybe not jumping to conclusions, not, ramping up the verbal energy, the verbal dialect, rhetoric, that kind of thing. Just taking a time out, a breather, and being fair, peace to Libra, justice, and making the best decision that you can. This is the 9 of Discs that I just turned over, Venus in Virgo. So again, this is kind of like lifestyle and having, again, another 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles. This is sort of having, I was going to say, having your cake and eating it too. Like, it just doesn't always happen. So this is like, usually comes up after you've worked a really long time on something, and now you're able to enjoy the fruits of your labor kind of idea. It can talk about a long lifespan of things, or just more so towards like the end of a project, and you're just feeling good, and like everything's, come together, and now you can relax, and take it all in and that kind of thing. So again, it's 9, so it's the end of a cycle, coming to completion with something and making sure that everything adds up, I want to say. And also it's Earth, so it has to do with your tangible reality and also taking your time, going the long route to make sure that everything is crossed off and taken care of, and really at the end of it you have no concerns, no worries. You can just sort of relax, and sometimes I think of lifestyle with this as well. So enjoying what you have around you, enjoying the day. Seeing where the overlap is too between these two cards. Seeing how two different things may interact and where their common ground is. This could also talk about an intersection or, again, like a crossroads. So maybe maybe you're just deciding what to wear or something tonight. It can be mundane like that. So yeah, maybe just combinations and trying out new combinations and overlaps of different ideas and thoughts and seeing where that leads you. I also think of fashion and things like that with that. So yeah, maybe just keeping it open-ended. Sometimes I think of that with the moon as well. Picturing something from the very beginning and seeing, as far out as you can, where things may lead, cause and effect, that sort of thing. Wine, I think of too. Usually she's in front of like a vineyard. There's a person here. So maybe just grabbing a bottle of wine tonight, maybe that would be fun for you. I feel like I want to say mature too, whatever you're dealing with, maybe making sure that you take a very mature stance, make sure you come across as very mature, if maybe you're giving a presentation or something. Let's see. What else? Just emotional maturity too, I want to say, especially with the moon there. Emotional maturity, emotional creativity, emotional intelligence. I usually think of it more as like creative intelligence because I think the moon is creative energy too, and inspiration and emotion. So I feel like it's more all-encompassing to say creative intelligence. But yeah, emotional intelligence, having emotional intelligence, whatever it is you're dealing with, making sure, sometimes just get on like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Momentum. You start, and it's just kind of like you're on a roll and you need to stop, slow down, remember that there's more than one perspective, and take it all in and just sort of, slow down. This is art, temperance. So this again is the merging of two things to create something beautiful, to create something all-encompassing, art, the mixture, the overlap of colors, the colliding of colors, the finding of the common ground between two different, this is the alchemical cycle. It is the sixth, what am I trying to say right now? But this is finding opposites in each other and finding, again, like that space between. Where do things overlap? What exists there? The alchemical cycle, each letter in each stage, it ends up saying vitriol. When I did it, I changed it to so it's again kind of like burning away of the excess of what's unnecessary, getting to the essence, the heart of something. Even within yourself. It's not like something that happens usually overnight, but it's a good process, creative or otherwise. I changed the names to work with different projects that I've done in my Alchemical Value of Ideas project. So like Come Together was one stage, and it all added up to classic, because I think that's what it should be, like everything classic. Keeping it classic, keeping it classy. So yeah, just recognizing different stages, again with the moon cycles, lunar cycles, and the effect of that on you in your own life, and maybe taking note of that, or just noticing the cycles in whatever it is you're working on and what you're doing in your own sort of dynamics within your own social circles and things like that. Yeah, just noticing how one thing leads to the next, and that allowing you to have more control over where you see things going or wanting things to go. If you can affect your current stage, knowing what things will lead to the next, then you can, again, have more of a profound effect on the world around you. So, let's see. The High Priestess is on the bottom. So, and again, this is High Priestess, keeper of knowledge, of secrets, of gatekeeper to the unknown, the other side. Sometimes this has to do with science, again, with the alchemical cycle. And I always, when I see this card especially, I think of like space-time fabric or a grid, or and she just kind of is in charge of it all. It's number 2 in the major arcana, and it's a difficult card to explain because, usually she's whoever this embodies for you, or as more of an archetype, is, and then that I think is the point too, is to adopt an archetypal mindset, so that you can fully understand yourself, where you're at, and what's going on around you. And I feel like this is someone who has mastered that. She is, or he stands between usually 2 pillars of opposite colors, and here I feel like it's almost like a catch you if you fall kind of thing, trapeze net, casting your net wide, taking it all in, mixing it all together, bringing something new out of it, something that makes sense and is personal to you, that you fully understand out of your own experiences. So yeah, she or he, again, is just that master of everything in between both ends of the spectrum. So where can you embody that energy, that persona, more so in whatever it is you're doing, working on, needing answers or clarity on? This is someone who seeks knowledge out, who looks for answers if she doesn't know them, is connected to the other realms, to the universe, is very, usually it's the beginning of High Priestess, is the beginning of connected to the moon, especially, is, they say all the other water suits come from the High Priestess. Usually her gown is like becoming water and it's flowing out, so I feel like it's just, again, kind of momentum, but having emotional maturity and letting that water, that flood of emotion just kind of spill out of you. Hopefully you get my analogy here and parable this out, but flow out of you and reach and touch others, and just understand that that is how we are all connected, through emotion, through bonding, through all these types of things. So connecting on that way, in that way, on that wavelength, and trying to see the bigger picture too, I think. So biggest picture, condensing down, like Andy Warhol soup cans, and understanding something in that way, from grandiose to small, so that it can make sense to you, to us, to, you know what I mean, in your life. So, and it's number 2, I think, of 2 gateway also, because it's 11 in a way, and so yeah, it's just peering beyond the veil, it's lifting the veil, it's asking to see beyond the veil and see some deeper truths, maybe, if that's what you're needing. Otherwise, it's just someone who, and this could be you, that you're embodying this energy, this person as well. Any of these cards could apply to you or someone you know, but if it's a person, this is someone who's just kind of sexy and reserved and mysterious and alluring and has answers that people want. So anyways, I hope that makes sense to you. Maybe I'll do a globe spin and see what areas of maybe affected today are important to take note of. Let's see. Really mainly just my middle finger, but like kind of just around here is pretty strong. That is Thailand and around Bangkok. Yeah, I just landed sort of right there. So, more. Pacific Ocean. Again, right on the equator. It's funny. So, I'm sure there's lots of islands and things like that around there, but I just noticed the Tropic of Cancer. So maybe I'm tracing the path of the moon. Who knows? Because I know that it left around like 2 or something, coast of South Carolina. So who knows where it's at now? It's about 4:30. Anyways, I hope that was helpful, and maybe I'll pull one oracle card. Enchanted Map Oracle. Let's see, what helpful encouraging words, or further clarity in case I left anything out or missed something people need to know. This is one, the Bone Collector. I've never gotten this card before. Looks like a shaman, and the wheel there. Someone, again, kind of knowledgeable, like the High Priestess, and just a different culture. So this kind of reminds me of Georgia O'Keeffe, too, whenever I see something like that. Or just Southwest, or India. It does sort of land somewhere near India. Anyways, let's read it. Let's see what it says. This can always go both ways, so I'll read both, and you can see what applies to you more so. It says, Bone Collector, you are whole and have everything you need within. And the High Priestess really does talk about like finding the answers within. That any answer you're looking for, really, like, the answers are within you. So I know that sounds a little bit cheesy and all these kinds of things, but like that's really what kind of stands for, and to really look for truth within yourself and what you know from your experiences and things like that. So upright, when the Bone Collector appears, she is asking you to look closely at your circumstances to see if you are fully present or reacting out of past conditioning and unconscious expectations. I think we kind of talked about that with the Ten of Swords and the Two of Swords and trying to make a decision, and the Knight of Swords rushing in, just kind of, again, acting out of whatever role you're on, you know, thinking things are this way and taking a step back. So whenever you're wounded, especially when you're young, it's as if something essential is stolen from us. We adapt and accept a particular version of the truth that then sets us up to behave a certain way in the future when faced with a situation that reminds us of the original event. What we know about ourselves thus becomes influenced by perception of limitation. You may feel unworthy or without courage. You may see yourself as flawed or unlovable, or expect to be criticized. No matter what your question, the Bone Collector reminds you of the truth is that you are a powerful being with limitless possibilities. She has kept safe. She has kept safe what was stolen from you in the wounding, and is here for you as you reclaim it now. You have everything you believe you lack, and the bone collector is your inner resource. Act as if you have what you need, and you'll find what you have and you will find you have it after all. Anything is possible. With awareness, the wounds of the past need not define you. So I think that's interesting. I think I said that at the beginning too, and act as if you have whatever it is what you need, or try to imagine experiencing that feeling as if it's already happened, so that, it becomes a reality. Reversed, the past is a way of repeating itself when you haven't learned the lesson inherent in the original situation. You're faced with this now. The bone collector is here to challenge you to see yourself as a whole being and not one who is perpetually trying to heal an old wound. You'll repeat the past if you don't reclaim the things you believe were lost. The information you seek lies in your history. Familiarity in this case is an invitation to dance the old dance once again. Instead, it's called to retreat, like the hangman, and choose differently. Choice, 2 of swords. The bone collector has a message. If you do what you did, you'll get what you got. Her warning is delivered with kindness, for she has deep love and respect for you. She will protect you. So I think those are some nice, encouraging words. Just know that we're protected and that things are going to work out, and just take a step back, relax, and make sure that whatever situation you're encountering today or in the next few days, that we're not just repeating our past actions almost involuntarily and just going on what we've always sort of believed, and being able to, again, kind of like the alchemical cycle, being able to recognize situations within a different context as they happen again, so that we can have more of a conscious choice to react in different ways if we need to. So being aware, being self-aware, having emotional and a creative intelligence, and just hit these cards just fell out. Knight of Cups and Hermit. Give like Stallion, White Knight, Hermit, seeking answers, seeking spiritual truth, emotional truths, finding truth in emotion, understanding what makes you feel something, and reacting the way that you see best. Reacting in the highest and greatest good of everyone, and just, again, trying to keep steady, stable, bring some sort of kind words, messages out, encouragement, again, spiritual encouragement, universal truths, universal encouragement, and lift others up, and those kinds of things. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope you enjoyed the reading, and I hope you have a great day today and next few days. So happy solar eclipse. Bye.